and raise that sort of awareness. One of the things that I found most amazing is the advocacy. And advocacy as young people today in this nation, we can actually influence a lot if our voice is put together. And we advocate for the poor, we advocate for bills that are in Congress, we reach out, and it's very simple. For example, there is right now a bill for the farmland. And that we may think, oh, we're helping the farmers. Not only the farmers, in that bill is components that will help the poor people in the world who need food, in Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East. And it's very simple. If you can see me, you text 2 words to an email, and you are in touch with your senator, and they tell you exactly how to send the letter. So things are very simple for us to be involved. We just have to keep our antennas up and always keep our mind open to the people around us, to the needy around us, to those who are really in need of our help and our assistance. And like the scripture this morning, when we were reading it, it says, let us strive for peace and the upbuilding of each other.
Thank you, Deacon. Thanks for coming this morning. I think we're going to send something through Father Tony. Can you send like a text or an email to everybody so they have something? You know, it's one of the things we don't really realize, especially with all the different bad news about the church these days, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, is the amazing footprint of charitable work of the Catholic Church. It's an amazing footprint. The Catholic Church's charitable work in the world dwarfs the work of Red Cross, for instance, or the UN, for instance. And it's a beautiful work, and I hope that you'll get involved with something like this. Many times we just complain about everything going wrong in the world, but it's Catholic Relief Services and the other charitable works that makes a huge difference. We're part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Okay, let's start in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing upon this conversation. Open our minds and our hearts. Give us the courage to do your will. And help us to live happy and holy lives. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. First, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And first, welcome the priests, the seminarians, the sisters, Sister Therese, Father Tony, the board of MYA. Really, we thank all of you for making all of these opportunities for us possible. So, first and foremost, the topic that I'd like to discuss, or that I was asked to discuss this morning, is the social and moral issues of the church. Before I do that, I have to say 2 things. First, we must first learn how to pray. Not just pray with people at Mass. We must learn to pray personally. In a sincere, quiet prayer each day, taking some time to pray. Say, Lord, check me out. That's a good way of putting it. Lord, check me out. Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choices? And am I really being open to you? I'd like to give a little example. Smoking marijuana, for instance. What do I got against smoking marijuana? This is what I have against it. Everything becomes, wow, man, yeah. And with that, it's not a problem to be relaxed, you know. That's not the problem. The problem You can tell I was young once, right? Not going to go into details, but I understand. But this is the problem. You come to a point where nothing matters. Nothing matters. That's what I got against it. Nothing wrong with relaxing. But when nothing matters and everything goes, so easy to lose some things that are so important. So, prayer brings us into this where things do matter. But at the same time, nothing can destroy us. Nothing. Bad criticism, even our past mistakes, even our shame, our sorrows, our disappointments, our feelings of suicide and depression. None of those has power over us if we can take some time to pray. You know, the Pope recently asked every Catholic to pray the rosary every day. If you want medicine for life, if you can't pray the whole rosary, pray one decade, 10 Hail Marys and Our Father. But pray. So that's first. When we talk about moral issues, moral choices, first is to pray. Second is to understand what the church teaches, exactly what the church teaches about love, about friendship, about marriage, about our humanity, about our bodies. So, I'd like to begin with two stories. First, I usually don't do weddings. I leave it to the local priest to do a wedding. But about a year ago, I did a wedding. And I purposefully said yes to this wedding because I knew the family situation. You know how the bride and the groom, before the bride walks down with her father, the father of the groom, the father of the bride, the mother of the groom, mother of the walk. The father of the groom is wheeling his wife in a wheelchair down. He's been taking care of her for the last 3 years since she contracted this very, very difficult illness. He wheeled her down. He bowed his head to the altar. He turned around. He knelt down. Guys, are you paying attention? He knelt down, grabbed his wife around the waist, picked her up, turned her around, put her in the front seat, and sat down next to him. There was not a dry eye, including mine. She had taken care of him for years, in the sense of, the beautiful wife and mother, faithfully assisting him. He worked outside, he built up his businesses. And when she got sick, the roles reversed. And as a soldier, as a knight in shining armor, who continued to love her, she loved him. Now I wonder, in my soul, what kind of a man is that? What kind of a marriage is that? I'll tell you the second story. I go around talking to young people about being a little bit old-fashioned. There's nothing wrong with being a little old-fashioned. I said, it's not a bad idea to wait for marriage. A man kind of thinks, go there, and everything will be fine. And a woman looks for the one person that she shares her life with, that of one person, and she can find out she has a good BS detector. Her body, her soul, her very being is looking for that one person who will have her children, stand next to her the rest of her life, help her raise those children, and when it comes time to close her eyes, he'll be there. That's what she goes for. The man, I won't go into details. Recently, I got a phone call just out of the blue. Bishop, we were talking about your talk, and something happened between me and my boyfriend, and we both wanted to come to see you. I said, what could this be about? So I asked her on the phone, I said, maybe your parish priest would. She said, no, I'd like to. We would like to. She came. She made her confession. He made his confession. And then I brought them to the altar, gave them just a simple blessing. The contents of this was that she and her boyfriend had crossed the line. And they wanted to prepare themselves for marriage in a way that was in conformity to the church, because they wanted God to bless their future. After I heard their confessions, and after I blessed them, and they both looked at me and thanked me, I could only think of this man who carried his wife in church. What kind of people think to do that? To me, that's awesome. It's just awesome. And that's what's swimming upstream in the culture. And that's why the toke culture is so different. In the toke, the marijuana culture, it's nothing really matters. It's all okay. But how will you end up like that man who carries his wife and sits her next to her in church? How will you protect something that's holy and sacred? How will you stand next to your wife, guys, in which she delivers, and that child is with her and with you, and her whole focus is on that child, and you guys sometimes think, oh, I'm left out now. I know, because my father probably went through that 6 times. So how do we develop within ourselves that character? And I think that's going back to the old-fashioned idea that chastity is a happy thing. Everything else is an illusion. It's like marijuana stuff. Chastity is a reality. It's a bold, happy, awesome joy to live it. Okay, it's not like everyone else. I mean, there's porn, there's premarital sex, there's extramarital sex. There's all these things. There's television, videos, and social media. And then there's our own personal problems. But what is it that helps us to develop that character? In the time of Jesus, there were 2 in particular things that were happening in the time of Jesus. For the Greeks, there was what they call temple prostitution. For male prostitutes and female prostitutes. In other words, this glorification of sex became not only just average, it became sacred. It became sacred. They would align it to the will of the gods. If you want to excuse any kind of behavior, you say it comes from the gods. That's what was happening with the Greeks. And what was happening with the Jews? The Jews knew the story of Adam and Eve. They knew it. Man was created for woman, and woman was created for man. Woman, according to the story, came from the side of man. In other words, she didn't come from the head to be over him, didn't come from the tail to be behind him, or the foot to be under him. To me, the greatest thing is to see a married couple walk out of church hand to hand, side by side. Because before that, they were walking in their life shoulder to shoulder. They were standing at the altar, facing God, making their promises. And during that, they turn to each other, and they make their promises facing each other. So always in a married couple, there will be times in which they're face to face, knowing each other's faults. Some of you who are married here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And not only knowing each other's faults, but having your own faults known. Terrible. Isn't it terrible to have someone know all of your faults? Terrible. So, facing each other, but at the same time, not only that difficult side, but there's this amazing side. Someone who knows you, someone who loves you even though they know you, someone that you love even though you're imperfect and that person's imperfect. It's awesome. So there's a time to face one another. That's Christian marriage. How do we prepare for it? I remember I was giving one talk to a group of guys and gals, and one guy who I think made this a sport of extramarital activity. He made it a sport. He was telling me about it. It was not a confession. He was just telling me about it. I said to him, how will you manage things when you finally find the one that you want to share your life with and you can't stay faithful to that person? How are you going to do that? What kind of habits are you developing within your soul? What kind of an approach to life are you developing? Me first, everyone else last? And he sincerely thanked me for opening his eyes. So, with the Jewish people, in which a man could divorce his wife for whatever reason, because Moses said so, that's the world Jesus entered into. And in the Greek world, in which temple prostitution, males and females, that's the world Jesus entered into. And Jesus amazingly stood defiant, but with love. He defied the morals of the day. He defied the nothing matters of the day. He defied, I'm going to do whatever I damn well please. He defied that. And he said to the people of his day, a man and woman are like Adam and Eve. They're made for each other. So, this is the world in which we now, as Jesus, the head of the army, and as us, his soldiers, walk through this world. And we must be so careful in all of the social issues of today, especially the issues of marriage and family and of our own bodies. We must be careful to recognize that it's a lie that nothing matters. It's a lie. Things do matter. Our bodies were made for love. solid dates. It doesn't have to be a movie. It can be just, I notice you, we have 10-minute cup of coffee. There is a science to art and an art to dating. And we so often forget that. It's not the hookup culture. It's not dating. That's throwing ourselves in a sport. It is an honest, sincere, hello, I am so-and-so, we have a cup of coffee. It's, hello, are you studying? What are you doing? How's your work? Can we take a walk? It's not, okay, I'm gonna go to a movie, I wanna take you to this, or dinner and all that. We have to be very careful, because rejection is big. I know, I've been there. But dating, you have to have a little bit of a thick skin to realize you might get rejected a couple of times. It ain't the end of the world. But to find someone and to realize the end of dating is eventually to find someone you can share your life with and be at peace with that person and build a family. This is why the church is old-fashioned, but the church has an old-fashioned, old 4,000-year history. 2,000 years of Jesus, 2,000 years before him, Adam and Eve. May God give us the grace to live our lives as happily as possible, as healthy as possible, and with wholeness, with chastity, with joy, with peace, a little bit of humility, a lot of mercy and forgiveness. May God give us that joy now and forever. Amen. So it's with that introduction, I think we have just a few minutes for some questions, and on that we'll do the breakout. Okay, Tony, it's all yours.
Hold your questions. Ask them in the breakout. Sayed, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And so, not too long ago, a little survey was sent out to ask what group or topic you would like to discuss for the breakout session. And there are 5 different topics, and everybody chose one of those topics. So the first one is pro-life, the second one is marriage, the third one is mental health, the fourth one is friendship, dating, and sex, and the fifth one is prayer and discernment. And since we're here at a Maronite Young Adult Catholic Conference Retreat, everyone chose prayer and discernment, right? No. Oh, okay. So the number 1 topic on the board, survey says, bing, bing, friendship, dating, and sex was number 1. So we're going to start with that topic first because we have about 100 people who chose that subject. We're going to break out into groups in the room, but I need your help and your attention because it's going to be a little chaotic for a few moments, okay? So we have